Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020, and we're again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day, and in particular the last few minutes of the day, are my favorite times to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. During the day, you have the algorithms, the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, take the price control away from the day traders and the algorithm, and I consider them smart money. They have the best, they're dealing with the most money, they have the best technology, very smart people, best information, and they start making their buying and selling decisions at the end of the day. And in the long run, I do think there is an edge in following what they're doing. So thank you for coming today. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I'm very grateful for this group. Everyone has such great contributions to it, and I just feel lucky that we have a nice little group where we can talk about trading, share ideas, take a look at charts, things like that. And so I hope by investing your time here, it is helping you and you're getting some kind of return on your time investment. So currently the Dow Jones is up 110 points. It's up 0.36%. The NASDAQ is up 63.62 points, up about 0.5%, and the S&P is up 11.56, up 0.31%. So the format for today is, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have just one day trade today. I was busy with some stuff, so I only had time to take one day trade on Apple, but it was a good one, and I'll share that with you. After that, we're going to go over, take a look at your positions over on the board. I see some nice green ones over there, so we'll be taking a look at those. That's always a fun thing to do, to see how you're doing. After that, I'm going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, my favorite part of the day of this podcast, because I think it's the most important, talking about what's going on between your ears. And, you know, you do have to learn how to trade. You do have to understand support, resistance, setups, entries, exits, all this kind of stuff. But the most important skill over time, and, you know, I've been trading for almost 25 years now, the most important skill is being able to follow your plan. So that's always a challenge. You know, it's like a diet. We know how to lose weight. We eat better foods and we exercise, but we know how to make money in trading too. Cut your losses short, let your winners run. But for some reason, that's always a bit of a challenge, just like it is when somebody goes on a diet. They know what works, but they don't do it for some reason. So we're going to talk about trader psychology. After that, I am going to I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. And I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, I look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Requirement number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio based upon strong definitive support below me, so I know where I'm wrong compared to what is strong and likely resistance above me, and I want to be able to make 2 times to the upside based upon those parameters compared to what I'm losing on the downside. And lastly, always make sure that you take a minute, take a look at your current positions, see how many positions you have, how correlated are they, how much account heat do you have, and also are you position sizing based upon the current volatility of the market. So I'm going to go down through the candidates. I'm going to try to narrow it down to find the very, very best trade at the end of the day. And then if I find one, I will go ahead and buy that right before the close. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the close of the market, go ahead, put them in the chat, and I'll do my very, very best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, as always, if you do have any new entries or exits for me that you would like me to put up on the board, just go ahead and wait till the end of the market if you could, please. That way the market's closed, I'm done teaching, pressure's off, and I'm not up against the clock. Okay, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Make sure I have my mic on. Okay. Leva is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Leva. Nice to see you. Hi, Kamal. Thank you, buddy. Every day I want to thank you for, what you do with the scanner and being my training partner and chatting during the day. Really awesome. Glad to have you as a friend, Kamal. Thank you. Evan is here. Good afternoon, Evan. Good to see you. Morgs is here. Hey, Morgs, what's happening, bud? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. Johan, hey, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in Hong Kong. Kamal says, Greg, thank you for teaching me to plan and taking my stop loss without question. Thanks for you reiterating all your lessons multiple times. Well, you are very welcome, Kamal. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And yeah, that's what I try to do. If you're like me, you have to hear things a million times before you can get it through your head. I don't know why, but I guess I assume everyone else is like that, and I apologize if you're not, but I do try to repeat. Repetition, I think, is important when it comes to learning something so it really embeds. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Mr. Frank. Tracy is there. Hey, Trace. Good to see you. Hi, Greg and all. Can you tell me what you would do with TTCF currently if you were in it? Well, let's take a look. And if Paxton's there, please tell him hello. Are you in it, Tracy? Are you in TTCF? Nice day for Johan and Bob. Woo! Tattooed chef. So anyway, if I was trading this off of the 200, it has now moved more than 1.5 ATRs from entry. At this point, you could get out of half if you rejected the 50 RSI. Currently, it's holding. Alternatively, I would just hold on to this, and if now that it's moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry, if I got a close below the previous day's low, I would get out. But it's a nice move, and if it were me, it's up 8.31%. If it were me, at the very least, I would take something off. Take a third off, or take a quarter off, take a half off, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I do not like having a big move in something and then giving it all back. I like to lock in some profits when I was there. And that's, from a lot of my coaches and mentors over the years, that is, a recurring theme, is that when the market gives you something, take a little off. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, but just take a few chips off the table. Bob says, hello, disciplined traders. Hello, Bob. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. David's here. Hi, Dave. Good to see you, my friend. Dan. Hey, Dan. Good to see you. Jatin is here. Good afternoon to you, Jatin. Bobby says, Tracy, ride it to the moon. There you go. Well, I would interject, ride it to the moon, but take a little off as you go, and you'll still have something. Ava, good to see you. Tracy, I got out of half of TTCF near high of day today. We'll let the rest work. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Nice job, Ava. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, bud. Always nice to have you here. Always an honor and a privilege. Hope you were doing well, Holly and the dogs. And Steve says, hello, everyone. Hello to Steve. Ava says, happy day, Greg and all. Thank you, Ava. Tracy says, yes. Yeah, I would get out of a little bit of it. At the very least, I would get out of a portion. 10%, 25%, a third. Then it takes the pressure off. Then it's easier to hold on to that for the long term. And like Bob says, ride it to the moon, right? Quad says, good afternoon, Greg and group. Hey, Quad, good to see you, bud. we're going to have to do a Skype call and talk about what we discussed. Frank has a poem for us. Insist on consistency in your trading. Steady and ready or slow but sure can be the cure in a market where it's hard to endure. This will help a trader feel more secure. Spot on as usual. Just always so impressed every time I read one of Frank's poems. I don't know how he does it. He's a magic wizard. Let me try it one more time. Insist on consistency in your trading. Steady and ready or slow but sure can be the cure in a market where it's hard to endure. This will help a trader feel more secure. Excellent, Frank. Thank you, sir. As always, they get better every day. I don't know what to say. They just get better every day. I appreciate that. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Hey, Gary, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Nice short on Tesla today with your puts. Tracy says, thank you all for encouraging me. Gain feels good. Yep, they do feel good, don't they? Jackson says, great indeed, Frank, sir. Yep, very, very nice. Okay, let me take a little look-see over here, see what's happening. Okie dokie. Dan gives a handshake. All right, let's start off with current positions. Quad, Steve, and myself are in AGQ, which is double leverage silver. Steve bought silver down here like a boss at 37.88, and he has had a monster gain so far. So far, let's tally it up. About 15, just a little over 15% for Steve's bounce at the 200-day. Now, Quad and I took a different trade on silver, which is the 520 crossover on AGQ, which also backtest well. We bought it yesterday at 44.48. Did go up nicely, strongly earlier today. I did take one profit target, took some shares off. It's come back off of that profit target, but it still is up. It's up 0.45%. But, this is one of the reasons I like to take profits off when I get them. If it goes up tomorrow, I'm still going to be very happy that I have the majority of my position. But, it feels good to get something near the high as well. And it reduces my position and reduces my exposure on the way up. So anyway, so far up on the trade for Quad and I. And then Steve's got the big monster one here from the rejection of the 200 on the weekly, up over 15%. So very, very nice. NKTR. All right, I did buy NKTR back here at 1703. We had a big bar up. We came back down. We held the halfway. We held the 50 RSI. We held the 50-day moving average. I bought it here at 1703. Had two nice big up days where I did take profits when I had profits. I did get out of half of my position yesterday and locked in profits on half because we had a V1 to the downside and we rejected this previous high and reversed, which so far looks like it was a good idea because it is down about 0.52% today, but a little down on the day, but still up on the trade, thankfully. XLV, David, okay, Frank, David, Johan, and Ava, we did buy XLV. Really nice example of being above the value zone, into the value zone, starting some consolidation. My trigger to enter this trade was a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes above day 1's close. I entered at 109.37 at the end of the day, and this has been a really nice trade up today. I did hit another profit target here today at 112.52. So this is an index, percentage-wise, these things don't move like individual stocks, but it's still up 2.78% from entry and one profit target. I've moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry, so if I get a close below the previous day's low now, I'll go ahead and lock in half of the position I have left after taking profits on the way up like I have. SPY. Well, SPY's been a little tough, the overnight SPY trade. I did buy SPY yesterday at 369.09. Did sell it this morning right at the low at 367.67. So not quite $2, but a loss anyway, and then we reversed and went up. So It's been a little struggle last couple days with the overnight SPY trade, but that's how it goes. This overnight SPY trade, you can have really long streaks, either to the upside or the downside. But you all know this, but at the beginning of the year, I just got hammered using this trade, but I stuck with it. And if you would have ever told me in February or March that I would come back and be profitable for the year on this trade, I would have said, you know, I think you're out of your mind. But it's true. The overnight SPY trade is positive for the year. So 2019 was a very nice positive approach using this, was nice positive P&L using this approach. And this year is positive as well, even though last night was an overnight loss. Okay, USO, I did buy USO here at 30.97. It's 31.35. This is a long-term trade for me. I'm using the monthly charts. I use the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. I may be in this trade maybe a month. I may be in this trade 2 or 3 or 4 months. But it is positive so far on the trade. Nvidia. All right. So Steve and Johan and I did buy Nvidia when we had the 1030 crossover. Nvidia is weak today. We bought it at 541.80. It is 537.38. It's down 1.27%. We used the 1030 crossover. The way that I approach this trade, if we close below both the 10 and the 30, I would sell half as a precautionary measure. Then if the 10 closed under the 30, actually closed under it, I would sell the other half. But right now, earlier in the day, it was down much more. It's recovered nicely. So it is down on the trade for us, but looks like I will be keeping it. PTON. All right. So Gary, Quad. Oh, Johnson, Yas, Johan, Gary, and Quad Racer and myself did buy Peloton here at 115.97. It is currently 117.86. It's up 1%, 1.04% today. So up on the day, up on the trade. Did not hit a profit target yet today, but glad to be back positive on the trade. Apple. Oh, I guess I better show you my day trade on Apple first so we can clean up the chart. All right, here we go. I bought Apple here on the 5-minute. We came down, we closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We created a nice V2 here with the rejection of the -1 ATR. I bought it here at 123.44. Moved sideways, but held my stop. Had a nice big thrust up bar. I sold half here at 123.65. Rejected the 50 SMA. I sold the other half at 123.69. And then here we got right up near the 3rd ATR channel and I took the rest. So nice trade. Got in at 123.44, got out at 123.66, got out at 123.69, and got out at 124.07. And that is my only day trade today, but it was a good one. Okay. Now on to swing trade. Gary's in at 108, Frank's in at 111. I bought here with the crossover at 116.30. Initially moved up my way nicely, scaled out. Here I closed below both the 10, the 5, and the 20. I got out of half as a precautionary measure and had to take a loss from 116 to 116.30 to 113.90, but I did keep the other half, and I'm really glad I did because it is powered up nicely. Did hit one profit target right here at the high today at 124.96. The way I'm going to manage this trade, if I get a close below the 5-day here, I'm going to get out, or of course if I reject the 50 RS or the 70 RSI to the upside, I'll get out of half and then get out of the other half with a close below the previous day's low. So anyway, pretty good trade. And then lastly, I do have Alibaba. I sold puts on Alibaba, so it's not a directional position. I sold puts down to 180. As long as it closes above 180 by January 15th, I will be able to keep all the premium I sold for selling that level. I picked the 180 level because on the weekly we have the 200 above as support and some protection. And on the monthly, I have the 50-month moving average and the -1 ATR channel. So this trade is doing very, very nicely. It's just moving sideways, which is great. That's what I want. It just eats up time. And of course, I'm the recipient of the time decay because I sold the puts. Steve says silver has closed positive 7 straight days. Yes. Gary says bravo, Frank. Frank says thanks, Greg and Dan and Jackson. Thank you, Gary. Steve says my AGQ is up 18.29% from entry so far. Oh, did I misquote that when I measured? Because I have the entry right here. Oh, 18.25. Okay, good enough. Good enough. I must have been off a little bit on my measurement, but excellent trade, Steve. Quad says, thanks, Greg. Looking forward to it. Frank says, home run, Steve. Karen, hey, Karen, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's take a look at TCDA. Pretty strong today. I don't know if Karen, if you're in this, I hope you are. If you're asking me if I would take this trade here at this point, I probably would not, just with the methodology that I use, because we have the 50 EMA, we have the third ATR channel up here, 90% of prices fail here. But in this crazy market, they have not been respecting those levels as much. But nonetheless, I mean, it is good that we broke out of this high here. Good that we cleared the 50-day moving average, but I do see a lot of potential resistance right here where I drew that little blue box. Kamal says, nice trades on AGQ at Stephen Burns. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's go over and take a look at your trades. All right, yes, Gary, David, and Frank did buy Eli Lilly 2 days ago with this nice close above the 200 and the fractal. Looks like they bought it about 148.41. I was in this trade too. I had to get out yesterday with a loss when I closed below the 200. Those dang rules, right? But it went rallying up like a champion today. It's up 0.84%. So Yas and Gary. Yeah, Yas and Gary are both nicely in the trade, and nice to see this hopefully closing above the 200 and having that 200 as support below it. So very nice trade, gentlemen. Microsoft, Yas bought Microsoft. Oh, Johnson, Gary, and Yas bought Microsoft here at 213.82. It's 216.35, up 0.96% just today. So up on the day, up on the trade. Spotify, Brian Johan had a beautiful trade on Spotify back here at 269.60. This thing has been a monster, up, and a little sideways. Another big upward thrust yesterday. Looks like Johan has a quarter left. I don't know if Brian has the full amount yet left, but this is up 19.73%. So excellent, beautiful trade. EXAS, David bought EXAS at 116.59 and is currently 133.01. It's down a little bit today. And David did sell half yesterday here at 134.80 when it rejected the 70 RSI. Might close below the previous day's low, David, so you might check that. But this baby is up 12.19%. Excellent, very nice trade. Okay, AGQ. Oh, I already talked about AGQ. DocuSign. Oh boy. If I'm wrong on this, I can't remember. I don't know if I didn't update this, but this was a 1030 EMA crossover. Yas has a third of a position left. GM snagged it at 218. Brian 224.12 is up today and up nicely on the trade, but clue me in if I'm wrong on that, on who has that, because that seems off for some reason. Jatton bought the Dow Jones Industrial at 298.70. It's 302.21, up 0.37%. So excellent, Jatton. I expect good things out of Jatton because anytime he has a trade, I expect that thing to be up. Alibaba, we already talked about Alibaba. TMO. Brian bought TMO. Beautiful trade down here at 448.50. It's up 0.58% today and nicely up on the trade on Thermo Fisher Scientific for Brian. VIX, boy, VIX getting hammered today. Quad and Gary bought VIX. Quad has it at 1991. Gary has it at 1723. It's currently 1672. So it is down for both of these gentlemen on the day. It's down 2.85%. Paycom. Kamal, beautiful trade on Paycom at 381.75. It is 440.06. It's up 0.75% today. It looks like Johan is in it. He sold half back here. It's up 13.81%. So very nice trade. Man, these are some great trades. Speaking of great trades, Kamal bought Shopify down here at 893 and 900. Currently up 18.61%. So very nice, Kamal. W. Brian bought W at 243.09. It's 244.99. So up on the day, up on the trade. Align. Jatin bought a line back here at 441. It is currently 512.93. It is down a little bit today, but Jatin is up over 14%. He did take half a couple days ago when it was at its highest. MasterCard. Gary sold credit spreads on MasterCard expiring January 15th down to 290. He has protection from 340 down to 290. He loves this kind of motion here because it's just moving sideways, burning up time decay, and so this is looking really good for Gary. Netflix. Jatin bought Netflix at 504.80. It's 511. It is down today a little bit, but it is up on the trade. ISRG. Kamal and Johan, the dynamic duo, bought Intuitive Surgical at 733. It's 766.29, up 0.25% today, but up 4.32% on the trade. Tree. Evan and David, great entry. This, every time I look at this is perfect. It's a perfect entry, perfect combination of indicators. Under the third, over the third, under the 30, over the 30. False breakout to the downside. This is up 4.31% today, up 9.32% in 2 days. Pretty good. AYX, Johan bought AYX on the weekly at 115.39. It's 120.70. So really glad to see Johan taking a weekly trade, getting outside of just the daily time frame. The Qs. Okay, I have Frank has a half position and Jatin sold half. Looks like they bought here about 284.60. It is currently 308.69. And these guys are up about 7.62% on the trade. Zynga, oh, this one's down a little bit, but just a penny. If you're going to be down, being down a penny is the one you want. Bought at 791. This is Bob. Bob is up a whopping 10.72%. Excellent. Facebook, down a little bit today. Kamal and Jatin bought Facebook. Kamal bought at 265.90. Jatin bought at 282.97. Both nicely up on the trade. It's down a little today, but both up on the trade. Google is down a little bit today. Jatin bought here at 17.48. It's 18.17. Very nice. UGL up 0.64% today. Steve and Jatin bought UGL based upon the close back over the $200 on GLD. And Steve and Jatin are up approximately 5.71% on this trade. So very nice. Qualcomm. Karul bought Qualcomm at 157.20. It's 158.41. So up a little on the day, up a little on the trade. So that's nice. Walmart, big day up for Nick. Nick bought calls. I think he bought them back here though, or here though. But regardless, up 1%. That's good. TTCF, we just talked about that with and Johan and Bob. And let's see. Yeah, and Tracy bought here 1566, up 6.83% just today. So beautiful trade. Tattoo Chef. I don't even know what they do. Teladoc. I have Frank in Teladoc, I think here at 182, or is it 190.50? Not sure. No, I think I think Frank bought at 182. I think Johnson bought at 190.50. So up, both of them are up on the day and up on the trade. Merck, Brian bought Merck at 82.50. It's 83.29, up 0.93% today. Very nice. NEE, Brian bought NEE at 73.28. It's 73.86. So that is also up on the day, up on the trade. Tesla, Gary bought puts, but he told me in Skype that he closed it for a profit. So I am going to take that off. I think it was a 30% profit. So I am going to take that off, but looks like Tesla did go green on the day. And then lastly, Kamal, look at this trade Kamal had in the day. He bought this intraday when the V1 triggered at 48.32. It's already 50.89. Kamal is already up 5% today just on his day trade. How about that, everybody? How about that? Congratulations, Kamal. All right. Steve says, I exited Nvidia at 537.39 as it has failed to trend or swing higher inside the range. Time stop on the bearish candle. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we'll just take Steve. Well, I'm going to keep that on there. But see, that's Steve being a little discretionary with his trade, right? He doesn't like what it's doing, so forth and so on, bearish candle, all that. So, all right, took you off of that, Steve. Just give me a second here. Okay. Kamal says, on the DKNG trade, I bought it yesterday at 48.32, but closed it for a loss since the daily candle. Oh, that's right. But I bought it again today at 48.32 at the same price. Okay, very good. All right, so listen, before we start turning our attention to look for the best end of day trade, I just want to switch gears real quick, talk a little bit about trader psychology. There's some really good Facebook, Twitter channels out there that do a really great job of posting good, useful, helpful trading words of wisdom for us to read each day. And I use a lot of the same channels because they're so good. And I haven't talked about Anthony Crudell for a while, but this is a great channel as well, at Anthony Crudell on Twitter. He's a trading coach. I believe he trades Forex and futures. But let's see what he has to say. It looks like Larry Tantarelli liked this trade, so like this post as well. Anyone can learn the basic skills for trading, technicals or fundamentals, but knowing how to win as a trader has to come within you. You have to dig deep and figure out how to be a winner. Winning is an art. That art is the true skill test in sustaining a career as a trader. And if you're new to trading, this may not make sense to you. But trading is so all-encompassing physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything, that, you know, you hear people that sabotage themselves. Some people are just winners. They just keep winning. Other people just sabotage themselves because for some reason they probably don't feel good enough about themselves to feel like they are a winner. It's that kind of psychology that when we figure out that winning is an art. My advice, be positive, follow your rules, Expect good things, visualize good things, and you know, I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but that kind of stuff works. It really does. So yes, anyone can learn the basic skills for trading, either technically or fundamentals, but knowing how to win as a trader has to come within you. You have to dig deep and figure out how to be a winner. Winning is an art. It's not a science, it's an art. The art is the true skill test in sustaining a career as a trader. And it just comes down to, basically, to me, managing your emotions, being positive, and of course, cutting those losses quickly and letting those winners run, right? So thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. That was helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for the group. And again, he's at Anthony Crudell over on Facebook. Twitter. Gary says, Kamal, nice trade. I was looking at DKNG earlier as there was a massive option buying for December 11th and 18th, $50 strike price. Something going on there. Well, something is definitely going on there right now. That is for sure for Kamal. Right, bud? All right, before we look at new trades, let me look at currents here. AGQ doing fine, positive, crossover still in place. NKTR down a little bit today, but still positive on the trade. XLV doing great, hit one profit target there. SPY, of course, buying that at the close for the overnight SPY trade. Oil is down a few cents, but still up on the trade. Nvidia is the real stinker here today. But as I mentioned, my rules for trading Nvidia is, well, now we're getting closer. If today's close below both the 10 and the 30, I would get out of the trade. I would get out of half of the trade, excuse me. But currently the price is below the 10, but still above the 30. So if this is the case, I will still hold it. I'll have to check that at the end of the day though. PTON. Doing good, up 0.91%. Apple doing great, hit the one profit target, and then Alibaba, of course, is the put position, which is doing fine. All right, well, let's turn our attention and see if there's anything interesting to look at today. MSI, well, we were above the value zone. We pulled back into the value zone. We stopped going down. We had consolidation here, but no trigger. Now we have a trigger. This is a false breakout to the downside from this low. This is a V1 to the upside. It is a bullish engulfing bar as well. If I were to take this trade, my stop would be halfway the washout bar, right about there. So this is a potential for me today. Again, bullish engulfing bar, false breakout to the downside, holding above the 50, holding over all the moving averages. Pretty good risk to reward ratio, I believe. Let's look at the weekly. I like that we held the 5 EMA on the week. I like that we have a V1 on the weekly as well. I like that we held halfway of this move up from a Fibonacci standpoint. We moved up, we came back down, we held it, and now we're back above that, which is a good sign. So this is definitely a potential for me today as well. Irobot is V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. I don't like this one as much because this one has a lot of resistance, overhead resistance above it. Costco, nice bullish engulfing bar with a V1, rejection of the 50-day moving average. Pretty good. It's right at 50.37 RSI. It got sold into here at the moving average. I still like MSI better. Wing, you know, I do like this. The only problem is that here on my charts it's showing 162,000 in volume, which is breaks my rules, unfortunately. the liquidity is, I think, a bit of an issue. And I looked at the spread, and I think the spread at the time I looked at it was like 38 cents, and that's kind of tough to navigate a 38-cent spread. If you can get it at the bid, well, that's good. But you know, if you have to hurry and get out and lose 38 cents, that's no good. So I still like MSI better. GILD just rallying back up into resistance here, so I don't see anything here that I would be interested in. NLS, looks like we bounced at those previous lows. Tend to be bouncing off of the 100-day moving average. There is a double bottom with the bullish divergence here. Here's a low, rally, lower low, less MACD, less deep MACD than over here. I sure would like it better if there was a V1 or a V2, and I don't like that it's down today either. REGN, looks like this might have been an under over 30. Yeah, bounce, looks like it bounced right at the 30. I would feel better if this rejected the negative third ATR channel, had a double bottom or a divergence. So just by itself, I don't think it's enough. SPLK is just consolidating here, inside bar from yesterday, went under 30, over 30, but these big crashes that break charts, these concern me, so I don't want to get involved with that. VMW into the value zone, lots of sideways motion, and a V2, day 1, 2, 3, day 2 washes out day 1. A lot of resistance above here though. You have the 10, you have the 20, you have the 50 RSI, you have the 50-day moving average. Not saying it can't get up there, but I think I'm just going to pass on that one. ANAB. It's decent. Last time we got right to the 50 here. We came back down. We're right to the 50 again, so I think I'm going to let that one pass also. MCK. We have a lower high. This high is lower than this high, so, and it's above us. We didn't wash out the previous low, so that one would not be interesting. BEKE. Don't see anything there. Beyond Meat. I know Quad asked me about this earlier. It technically is a higher low V1. I don't know. I see a lot of resistance here. We haven't been able to make it above the 1 ATR channel. You have the 100, the 50 EMA. It's up nice, 2.79% today, but I think I would wait for a fractal. You know, a fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right, or in other words, you know, a breakout. I would think I'd feel better if it could break out of here to clear this resistance. NVO looks pretty range bound there with resistance above it. JKHY, Jack Henry and Associates. Looks like it was a V1 yesterday. A lot of sideways motion for sure. I think I still like MSI better. R, Rider Systems, nice trend here, but way too high for me at a 67 RSI. True Car, it's a $4 stock. I'm not too thrilled about $4 stocks. Does it have a crossover? It does. I'm not sure if that's a good back. I still don't like this big bar, the halfway. I'm going to let that one go also. And then EPAM. I don't really see anything there. So far I like Motorola the best. It's a nice return to value, tight sideways motion, above all the moving averages, very defined, clean trade. I know exactly where I'm wrong. anyone's interested in Costco, looks like earnings are coming up, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I like Motorola the best. Johan wants to look at Amazon and Beyond Meat. Amazon's not bad. It's a higher low V1. Nice V1. We washed out this low over here also, it looks like. Yep. And it's above the 50 RSI. Has the 50 SMA right above it, but it has not rejected it. It's okay. Let's see, is Amazon still... It is still over the 1030. Yeah, it's not bad. It's honestly, it's not too bad. The 1030 is still in place, which is a bonus, and it has a higher low V1 and washout. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And then I think I already went over Beyond Meat. I definitely like Amazon better than I like Beyond Meat. So quick walkthrough again. Silver's doing fine. NKTR still holding those levels where I bought it, so I am going to keep this unless we close below the 50 and close below these bands. XLV, good day. Spy trade. Nvidia, gonna have to check that one, watch that one at the end of the day. Could be close to closing below both. So that's the main one I'm going to have to watch there today is Nvidia. PTON is doing fine. Apple is doing fine. So with Johan pointing out Amazon, I do like Amazon too, I gotta say. The only thing I don't like about Amazon is I don't like the 50 right above it. That's just a touch concerning. But like I mentioned before, it is still under the 1030. So anytime you're under a crossover, and Kamal, you'll notice too, right, that you have the crossover. Kamal likes to wait for pullbacks after the crossover happens. No, that's Nvidia, but it's the same thing. Crossover, pullback, and the trigger. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. My thinking, though, is that I have Apple and possibly still Nvidia. So I am more inclined to go with Motorola based upon that. So I do have to watch Nvidia. If we close below both the 10 and the 30, I will get out of half of Nvidia. Silver's come off a little bit from its high for sure. Gary says Amazon has 100 SMA right above. Yeah, that's correct. It does. It's right there. And it has the 50 above it as well. So I'm going to put MSI up here. so I can watch that. But nice consolidation, nice trigger. So all right, so we have about 9 minutes. Bob says, I mentioned BBY yesterday and it looks a little better today. Still under the third, it's still under the negative third ATR channel though, Bob. See, that's going to act as resistance above it. I would feel a lot better if we could get above that. Yes, it is above 30, which is something. And as far as on the weekly, I just don't see any support. I see support down here and here, but we have resistance of the 1 ATR channel above us as well. So I just don't see anything on that yet. I could be wrong. I often am. Jackson, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good morning in Australia, my friend. All right, so the Dow's up 93. NAS is up 58. So I am really going to have to watch Nvidia because it is getting very close to closing under both, in which case I will sell half of my remaining position. So I'll just watch that one. Yep, right now it is under. So where's my level here? Right about there. So very likely I will be getting out of half of that. Boy, VIX is really taking it on the chin today, isn't it? Yep. All right, let me clean up a little stuff over here. Nvidia's playing right with that 50 right there. We have about 6 minutes left. Jackson says, very well, thank you. Was just chatting to Kamal on Skype and thought I would join. Oh, excellent. Quad says, VIX is hanging on to the 30 RSI for dear life. Yes, it is. Hearing that calming Gossett voice with associated mouse clicks to start my trading day. Oh, you like this? You like the mouse clicks along with it? The click, click, click. All right. me take a look at MSI and see whether or not, what kind of bid-ask spread we've got going on this one. 7 cents, it's doable. Tell you what, I am going to put my order in, see if I can get filled at the bid while I'm waiting. Okay, I did get filled. Okay, good. BEKE. I think we looked at that one already. Yeah, I don't see anything there. I don't like that 50 lurking right above. I mean, and there's no real trigger per se on BEKE. Looks like I am going to have to sell half my Nvidia. Two minutes to go, approximately. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to sell Nvidia. Half of it anyway. So 1 minute to go. All right, so I'm selling half my Nvidia here. $310. All right. All right, that is it. That is it. So let me take a look and see where I got filled on all this good stuff. SPY, I got filled at 370.17. MSI, I got filled at 172.08. I mean, Yeah, SPY 370.17 for the overnight SPYer. And I got a good fill. I got a really good fill on MSI because I bought it a little bit early because I was trying to get the bid ask, and I did. I got 172.08, so that was good. It's always a good way to start off the trade, huh? All right. All right. So AGQ is fine. NKTR, it did hold. Holding. XLV rallied nicely. That's been a good trade. SPY at 370.17. USO did actually go positive, so that's good. Now Nvidia, I sold half, and again, the reason I sold half is because I took this based upon the 1030 crossover. If I get a close below both the crossovers that I used to initiate the trade, then I will exit half of the trade. Same thing like I did with Apple, you remember that? But I did hold on to half, which I'm glad I did, and of course I hope that Nvidia rallies, but it did close today. You can see it closed below both the 10 and the 30, so that's a warning sign, taking off half there. Nvidia just has not played well ever since the entry. PTON's doing good. Good, up 1.39%. Apple sold off a little at the end of the day, but hit the profit target there. And then MSI, we already just talked about that. So if you have any new entries or exits for me today, just go ahead, put them up on the board for me. And we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated. Real quick, just want to remind everybody, I do teach private lessons, one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I have a 15-hour course that I think is really great. I've had some really good success with my students. I think it's important in teaching that you do a lot of repetition, and you get some real hours behind you, and it's 15 hours. I taught last night with the new client of mine, Pat, and it was really good, and she really picked up on it. Really glad. So if you are interested in taking the course, it's $1,000, but I do think it's worth every single penny. I think it's worth a lot more than that. So if you're interested, just send me an email. Email's in the description of this video, or you can send me a message on Twitter and I'll reply, and we can set up a Skype call. You can ask me questions about the course. I can ask you questions about your trading, and then, you know, if we think it's a good fit, we can move forward, but no pressure as always. And then if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it very much if you would hit the thumbs up button before you click on out of here. It helps build the channel, helps keep the channel around, let YouTube know there's some content here that's valuable for people. Okay, so let's take a look over here. All right, Gary is an MSI. At a CarMax. Are you the only one in CarMax? Yeah, okay. So we'll get out of CarMax. Glad to see that Lily worked out for you though, Gary. Will sell VEX with the close below 30. Okay. Quadracer, VIX somehow did not close below 30 RSI. What did it close at? Oh, I show it at 29.92. Quad says no changes. David says EXAS. Yeah, sounds good. Nice trade, David. Beautiful. Frank is in Costco. Hope we can get a little run into earnings on Costco, right, Frank? 377.50. Okay, good luck with that, Frank. sold Lily. Oh shoot, I didn't have you in Lily to begin with. Sorry about that, Frank, but nice job. S&P overnighter. Yep, got you. Jatson bought Workday. Oh, DKNG closed at the high. Very nice, Kamal. 227.40. That's Jatson. Jackson says, highly recommend Greg's course. Will give you all the foundational work you need, both practically and mentally, to be successful 100%. Thank you, Jackson. That's very kind of you, my friend. Bob says, BBY. My third ATR is a bit lower. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, different charts have different, sometimes different third ATR channels, all that kind of stuff. Mine's using an SMA, and yours is probably using an EMA, I imagine, is the difference there. Johan is out of Nvidia. I guess I better put here. Greg sold 1.5. And in Amazon. Okay, sounds good. I did kind of like Amazon when I looked at it. Hoping it just power up through that 50 is what it needs to do for Johan. Jackson said the 1000% shouldn't be taken literally. Dan says, thanks for the thumbs up reminder. I totally forgot. Oh, good. I'm glad it helped you remember. Thanks, Dan. Quad says, interesting. Stock chart shows it at 30.05. You know what, though? What happens, Quad, is for some reason my charts seem to take a hold of some of the after hours move, like immediate after hours move. So, no, it shows it up here. Interesting. I don't know. The mysteries of different charts, right? Quad says, I know they use slightly different algorithms for their charts, so they differ. Yep, there you go. Ava is in DKNG. All right. Nice trade, Kamal. My gosh. Look at that. About over 5% roughly on a day trade. Pretty good. Jackson says, thank you again for mentoring us. Have a great day. You're welcome, Jackson. Have a good day. Jackson says, I thumbed as I've not been here for a while. Well, thanks for coming back, Jackson. Making up for thumbs missed. All right, let's see what's happening in after hours. AGQ is even. Gold is down a penny. MSI is even. Nvidia is down a penny. Qs are up 10 cents. The SPY is up 4 cents. Yay! VIX is up 8 cents. Interesting. All right. You know, I haven't shown you all this for a while, but there's an account I manage. Bought Exxon right here. Can you believe this run? And look at it today. Holy tamale. This thing is up 32, just over 32%. You know, this just goes to show you that if you leave something alone for a while, that sometimes you can get a monster, and this has been a monster. You know, the friend's account that I manage, we were looking at this double bottom with the bullish divergence. He wanted something long-term. He wanted the dividends, which he got, which pays 10% at the price that he bought it at. What a move this has been. What a move. Lova says, on MSI, what makes it more clear than normal where you'll be wrong and bail out? It's a good question. On MSI, you know, some trades are a little bit more defined than others, but just this, the 50 RSI is going to be a route right here, and just a very clean halfway bar, just a very defined halfway bar, and the support of these other closes. See the closes, they closed about right here. So if we come back down and basically close below halfway of this bar, maybe even here, it just looks clean to me. It just looks clean compared to like NKTR, which was a little, I mean, I guess it was still defined, but now, you know, there's other things going on here. I could still hold the 50 but close below half. So it's a little bit more muddled up, but MSI just looks very clean to me. Just a big bullish engulfing bar, washout over all the moving average, and just a very clear, well-defined halfway mark here that dovetails nicely with the support of these other bars here. So I hope that makes sense. Kamal says, Greg, Ava has a better entry than mine on DKNG. Excellent entry. Oh. Ava has a different entry than you, Kamal? Because I put Ava's new entry here at 50.80. Maybe you could clear that up for me, Ava, if you're still around, what your entry is, and then I can get it on there. I just thought you bought at the end of the day, but now it kind of now that Kamal said that, it kind of reminds me that you had a better entry. So if you're still there, let me know. Bob says, it's nice to have a day where the SPY is up and didn't sell off in the last hour. That is true. That last hour tells you a lot. Lova says, thank you very much. Jackson says, I'm in DKNG myself. You are? Nice. Let's get Jackson on there. I haven't had a Jackson trade for a while. Very nice, Jax. Oh, all right. Well, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to put Ava here at 48.20. There, we can keep it straight this way. Gotcha. 48.20. Karen says enter TCDA at 8.13. TCDA. $8.13 and it's 8.12. Okay, Karen. Let's hope that goes motoring up for you. All right. Good. We got a Karen trade on here finally. Jackson says, oh, it seems disingenuous as it was a while back. If it was a real trade, it was a real trade. Gary says, have a great day. Happy hiking, Greg. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. Thank you as always. Jackson says, not today. Kamal says, the previous ones we talked about. Ava says, our DKNG entries with Kamal are close enough. Yeah, they're pretty close. But I put it on there for you, Ava. My gosh. Listen, everyone, have you ever seen more positions on here ever on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Wow. That is a record. There is no doubt about it. That is a record. Ava says, I see you have some excellent entries from you. Nice trading. I agree. Ava has really been doing well with some of these entries. Unbelievable. Okay. All right. November 2nd. All right, Jackson. Let's see. At the very low. Jackson got the very low. He got it roughly at 35.80. Very nice, Jax. And now it's 50.85. All right, I'm going to put this here. 35.80. And then I'm done with DKNG. I can't do anything more with DKNG today. I'm DKNG'd out. $35.60. All right. All right. Well, listen, everybody, have a good rest of your day. Try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just be pleasant. Give them a hand. If you have a pet or come across an animal, try to do a nice thing for that animal as well. If we could just do a nice thing for a human and a nice thing for an animal each day, it would really make this world a better place. All right. So appreciate you coming. Have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. All right. Take care. Thanks, everybody. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.